Oh, it's so much fun. I cannot get enough of just, it's so much torque. What's up, guys? This is Joe with Empire Cycle. Today we're doing something a little special. We're taking out a motorcycle that by no means should even exist. Today we're test riding the Rocket 3. This bike is truly insane. 180 horsepower, 166 foot-pounds of torque, coming out of a 2500cc triple engine. There's nothing like it on the market. Now, it weighs 700 pounds. It's got a 66-inch wheelbase, which is insane. And overall, you look at this bike and you just think there's no way this ride's good. It's a one-trick pony. It's just fast. That's all it's good for. And that could not be further from the truth. I've been riding this bike now for 2 days. There is not a single moment that I've been on this motorcycle that I thought, wow, this is uncomfortable. This is like, everything about it is so balanced. It's perfectly built. I'm grinning ear to ear every time I hop on this bike. And I don't know how to explain it other than just to take you with me. Let's go for a ride. So I could sit here all day. I could just read you off all the specs out of the brochure. But frankly, that's what the internet's for. What you guys probably want to know is how this thing feels to ride. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's truly phenomenal. After taking some time the past couple days to take this thing out, I've been riding it around. It is truly the most brilliantly engineered motorcycle I've ever had the pleasure of riding. And I was very skeptical at first. When you look at the specs on these things, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's 700 pounds. It's a 2500cc engine. It's 2.5 liters, which is bigger than most people's car anymore. The thing makes 166 foot-pounds of torque, 180 horsepower. It just sounds, I mean, the name makes sense. It's a rocket ship. That's what this thing is, but at the same time, it's so much more than just a fast bike. I mean, it's truly just a pleasure to ride. I can't even explain it. I wish I got my first initial reactions the other day, taking this thing out and opening it up for the first time, because I mean, it truly, like, it just blew me away with how good this motorcycle is. While we're rolling through town here, I'll kind of just keep talking about this. So there's a lot of things that this has that I think really just they nailed it on. So this is the GT model. They do come with two. They have the GT and then the R. The GT has more forward foot controls, as you can see down there, and a little bit taller bars. Not that they're super tall by any means, but slightly taller bars. It's made to be a little bit more comfortable. I will say the R, I mean, they bring your foot controls back a little bit more for a sportier vibe. I don't really think that's necessary. I think this feels just fine. So of course you're gonna have different ride modes. So you got rain, road, and sport on top of a rider configurable mode like most Triumphs are doing now when you get the nicer display. Speaking of the display, this TFT display is just amazing. I mean, it's super crisp. You can see it in all sorts of daylight. Nighttime it looks good as well. Of course, you're gonna also have some of the creature comforts like auto turn signals, cruise control. It does have traction control on it, which this is probably the first bike I've ever ridden where I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good thing this thing has traction control. All in all, I mean, it's truly just a really well put together bike. I think they get a little bit of hesitation from people because of how big they are. I really don't think it's that bad to ride. I mean, for being such a big bike, it's extremely nimble. I mean, I can move this around just fine. It doesn't feel like I'm riding a giant motorcycle, despite the fact that I am. I mean, it's just all around just a good vibe of a bike. Like it's I can't explain it with words. I mean, I really can't. This thing just puts such a big smile on my face taking this out. So one of the major concerns I've heard people say is they're concerned about the amount of heat coming off the engine. For reference, it's about 90 degrees today, and we are in slow moving traffic right now. And do you feel some heat? Yes, you do feel some heat coming off the engine, but that, I mean, you get that on any bike. It doesn't feel like it's any more, any less than what is to be expected while riding a motorcycle. You know, when you're moving, you really don't notice the fact that you have all this exhaust right here next to your leg. I mean, I can even put my leg on there. The heat shields work really well. They did a good job engineering-wise with the management of all that heat. And ultimately, I mean, it's really... It's not even something I think about. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's truly a bike you just hop on, go ride, enjoy it. You know, it doesn't feel like it's a chore like with some motorcycles. But even in the stop and go, I mean, they do a great job. The cooling keeps up. I mean, we're not in any sort of excessive temps right now, despite how hot it is today. And I don't feel uncomfortable one bit. I mean, at all. Everything just feels nice. It feels as it should. Now, one of the main things I will say about this motorcycle that I was a little concerned about, just because obviously it's a big bike, it's a lot of power. Usually, like if you hop onto a leader bike or, you know, high horsepower, high displacement sport bikes, you know, you kind of feel like you have to go fast all the time. Like the bike hates going slow. This thing can cruise so comfortably at whatever speed you want to do it at. I mean, it really, you know, it doesn't have that same feel as like a normal super fast, powerful bike. Like it's not a one-trick pony. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. It is not a one-trick pony at all. I feel like, honestly, this is the kind of bike that I could either go take out to a drag strip and just go smoke people on. I could take it on a long road trip. I can do kind of just in town commuting around. I mean, for the past probably hour now, I've just been inside city limits on city roads, taking back roads, mainly just trying to find a place to shoot, you know, the first few clips of this. Super busy out here in Coeur d'Alene today, but it's still, I mean, stop and go traffic like this. I mean, I'm stoplight to stoplight right now, and it feels super good. The torque's amazing. I just started out in third, and it doesn't even care. The other thing I love is on the D cell, if you just hear the little baby pops in the exhaust. This still has full stock exhaust on it. This one's pre-owned. So this one is, for disclosure, this one is a 2022. So it does not have the same power as the new ones. This one's about 163 foot-pounds, 165 horsepower. So it's 15 horse less, and I feel like I'd probably notice a little bit of a difference, but I mean, this thing is still just such a blast to ride. It hasn't even been a thought in my mind that they make these things even more powerful. Now, the fully adjustable Showa suspension front and rear really does put in work on these roads. It's super comfy. I will say it's a little stiff, and I guess it's stiff in comparison to, say, if you were comparing this to like another cruiser. You know, cruisers generally have, you know, more plush suspension. This one, you can definitely tell that they knew people are going to be taking these on spirited rides. So in its current settings, and I don't know if this was changed by the previous owner or not, but it does feel just a little stiff. So we're going to go down some twistier roads. The handling on this is very impressive. If you're comparing this directly to like a, you know, CBR 1000 or, you know, say a speed triple or something like that. I mean, yeah, obviously, like born and bred, you know, street bike, race bikes are going to handle better than this will. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that this is comparable. What I will say is this is a lot better than it should be based purely on reading the spec sheet on this thing. I mean, it has massive tires. I mean, I think if I remember correctly, the front's a 150 and the rear's a 240. I mean, just huge rubber on these things. And you can hardly even really tell. I mean, it doesn't feel like any other bike that I've ridden that has just a massive front tire. Because I usually hate bikes like that. I hate how usually front tires, when you get the real wide ratio front tires, they seem to just want to grab things on the road. They don't seem to want to track as well. thing's just so buttery smooth. And right here, just it is so cool. And so, you know, according to the specs, the torque is at its peak at 4,000 RPM. And the power band on this bike is so much more than just that. I mean, it is any gear, any spot in the revs, you just pull that throttle and you're gone. I mean, it's just so cool the way that they did this. So even here, I'm leaned over pretty good, and I mean, it grips. It doesn't feel scary, you know? Oh, it's so much fun. I cannot get enough of just, it's so much torque. It is seriously, I'm speechless. I honestly have no words. It feels so good. And the seat's really comfortable. You know, like I said, I've been riding this around for an hour now, and I feel great. I mean, it's not like it's a super vibey Harley. It's not like it's, you know, constantly rattling your fillings loose. I mean, it's a very, very, very smooth delivery of power. It's a very smooth running engine. I mean, it's just overall just a really good experience on this bike. Now, one thing that really does stand out to me on this bike is the intake noise. I mean, you always hear, you know, a little bit on pretty much any bike you ride, you're gonna hear a little intake noise. On this, it just sounds monstrous. I mean, it's just, you just hear everything opening up and sucking air through. So the fuel light turned on. Let's talk about fuel mileage. It's about what you would expect for a bike with this big of an engine. Most of the time when I look down, I mean, you know, I've been riding around in the town today. I reset this last night. I've been riding around mostly in town today, little brief stints of freeway driving. It's averaging 33 to the gallon, and that's mostly in town. Now, out on the freeway, if you set the cruise control, it's usually putting it right around that, I don't know, 40 to 50 mark. Well, this right here is another hot button item on these bikes. As you could imagine, 2500 does not exactly just sip fuel. I got down to the fuel light turning on. There's just 2 bars left. So we're going to fill up. I'm going to actually reset the fuel economy gauge on this and see kind of what we're getting real life experience just cruising around. Just to kind of see, you know, what exactly we're really dealing with here. As you can see, not a huge tank at all, so yeah, that's just about up there. That is full. Only took 3.7 gallons, so
okay guys, so full disclosure, my mic 100% disconnected here. What I was talking about is how nicely the bike rides, especially doing the slow speed stuff. So if you can kind of hear me, great. If not, I'm sorry. I do apologize that, but you can still kind of watch me ride around here. I really don't know what happened.
But it's manageable. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet in this video. It is such a manageable amount of power. And it's a manageable bike. I mean, I am very low speed right now. Here, I'll go slowing through these right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I ride a lot. I mean, I probably ride 5 days a week, but I mean, even for such a long bike and a 700-pound wet weight, with me on here, we're like 900 to 1,000 pounds. And it's impressively nimble. for the size of it. I mean, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be able to do this on a, you know, Harley. So staying on track with the theme of how this bike is not just a one-trick pony. It's such an anomaly to me at how truly pleasurable this bike is to ride. I mean, I keep hitting on that, but it's just, at no point am I like, oh, I'm tired of this. Like, it's, everything about it's just so much fun. The handling is amazing. The suspension works great. The brakes are just pristine. This is a really well-built, purpose-built motorcycle. And I mean, even through twisties like this, let's put it in sport mode. There we go. And there is a noticeable difference between sport mode and road. I think as far as like who should buy this bike, I'd say anyone. I mean, really, it's a good riding bike. I mean, it's a really fun motorcycle. It does seem scary when you look at it for the first time and you first see the spec sheets and you first see, you know, 700 pounds and highest production engine size, highest production torque figures. But it's something that even with a little bit of riding under your belt, just about anybody can hop on this thing and have fun. It's a bike that I would have no issue using just for whatever. I mean, long trips, short trips, pleasure riding. And extremely reasonably priced for what you get out of this package. I mean, this outperforms any Harley I've ever seen in every single area. And it is quite literally half the cost of a lot of their model offerings now. And the handling is just so good. The sound of this intake is just mesmerizing. I mean, it really is. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's so much fun. I think it's definitely a bike that, you know, just about anybody can enjoy. I mean, it's the balance, the refinement, how everything works together. And they're beautiful. I mean, it's a just truly beautiful motorcycle. Boom, just like that, it's nighttime. The dash automatically switches to dove mode, which I love. I mean, it's on a lot of bikes, but it's just another cool thing about this. Again, cruise control is just awesome on this. Ultimately, you know, fuel mileage wise, so we've been averaging today about 35.6, which is a lot of in town, a little bit of trips on the freeway. A couple things that I really do think are worth noting is how great these headlights are. And I'll show you a little bit more in depth here in a second when we get to a darker spot, but this is the low beams, and they're so good. Like I honestly thought I had my high beams on. This is how much coverage they actually put out, which is really impressive. I mean, I'm digging it. This thing is so comfortable to ride on the freeway too. I know I'd mentioned earlier about a little bit of like wind pressure, but I mean, that's just to be expected on a bike like this. And it's really pretty bearable. It's actually very, very decent. Brembo really nailed everything. I don't think I've mentioned how smooth this clutch is yet. And for a 700-pound motorcycle, I was able to get it down that slow and keep it upright just because of how balanced this machine is. So these are low beams, like that, and then high. And on the freeway, it does phenomenal with throwing light out. I mean, it's like they know people are gonna take this thing real fast at night. Light gets way out there, which is obviously important for safety reasons, but yeah, they nailed it. Everything about this bike, they literally nailed. You know, all my concerns about, oh, it's a heavy bike and it's just, you know, a ton of power and all that. Here's a good dark road too. Low beams, high beams. You can see everything in front of you with these on. This is probably one of the roughest roads out here, and even, you know, I had mentioned before, the suspension is definitely a little stiffer, but it's stiff in a good way. I mean, it really, like, if this thing was super soft, it would just handle so poorly. And I really like it because going into corners like this, it's not like you're having a bunch of compression on the front. Like, even if you bomb the front brakes, I mean, you get a little bit of nosedive, but it's nothing unbearable by any means. But yeah, this thing is about as smooth as you're gonna find on a bike this size. There's those high beams again. It's really well lit here, but you can tell. I mean, they are just really just perfect lights. I mean, on top of the fact that they just look cool, just such a good looking motorcycle. I've actually caught myself almost every time I've parked this turning around to look back at it because I'm just like, God, that thing's so beautiful. It really is a very confidence-inspiring motorcycle, despite being the biggest production engine and highest production torque figures of any motorcycle out there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head home and sign out for the night. And really appreciate you guys watching this. My final thoughts on this bike are, if you have even slightly considered purchasing one of these before, you are doing yourself a disservice by not pulling the trigger. And I'm not saying that as a biased thing because I work for a Triumph dealer. I'm not saying that because I'm essentially able to ride such a cool bike like this, but I mean that completely unbiasedly. This is one of the best motorcycles I've ever ridden. It is so much fun. It is just so perfectly balanced, perfectly, you know, built. I mean, everything about it. It's super nimble for being a 700-pound motorcycle. It's just, it's almost the perfect bike if you're looking for something for, you know, longer trips, or if you want to just have something that you can cruise around town in and just have gobs of power. Or, you know, I mean, it's really like, if I personally were to buy a cruiser, and this is coming from somebody who's not really a cruiser guy, this is unlike any cruiser I've ever ridden, and this is hands down the best cruiser I've ever ridden. And I'm having a really hard time internally not purchasing this bike myself. I mean, it's truly just so perfect in every way. I love it, and I think you guys will too. that's it. That's the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And of course, we do offer test rides. These ones are, you know, test riding these bikes are a little bit more of a pre-qualification involved there. Got to make sure, you know, you have the experience to ride something like this. But we do test rides on all of our bikes. So if you ever get that wild hair, swing on in, come talk to us, come see what we can help you with. We're all about finding the right bike for people. So anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.